Hi everyone, Agnes here. Now today I'm doing the third video in the little short series, and today it is no job or no meaningful work, no problem. I'm going to share with you how I changed my work situation, what I was doing at the time that wasn't working, and what I put into practice to turn that around, okay? At the time, what I was doing, which wasn't working, was working for a company that didn't match my values at all in many, many ways. How they treated people, how they treated their own workers from their own culture, and also their withholding money and hanging on to it even though they owed it to the workers. And especially at the end of the year, that was the straw that really broke the camel's back for me, was 24 hours before Christmas and a week before the end of the year, leaving people without money when I know they had a lot of money. So really doing it to screw people, which I thought was absolutely despicable. And at the time, I also had the belief I have to work hard for money, I don't get paid on time, and creative people don't make money. Those were the beliefs that I had. Okay, now this job also had no benefits, and if I didn't work, I didn't get paid. And because I was living from pay to pay at the time, I had to go to work when I was sick, which was in retail not a good idea. And I hated doing that, but I felt trapped and suffocated by my situation. So what did I do? I sat down and I wrote down everything that I hated about my current job. And then what I did was I wrote a script that was the opposite of all those things. So like, for example, I hated waking up with an alarm clock. I find that intrusive. It puts me in a bad mood. I'm not a morning person. So that was the first thing that I wrote. I wake up naturally. Okay, so that's an example. And I also wrote things like, in my script, these are the positive things. So you will see how I transform my things I didn't like to things I did like. And the things I didn't like was working with unlike-minded people, people that were just there to take and not be of service. Also the company structure, the people that ran it were takers. And I didn't like the systems that were put in place. I didn't like that sometimes when we were setting up a new shop, a brand new shop, because I was in retail, so I was working and setting up in a new shopping center, there were some times where you were expected to work 16, 17 hours and just have a couple of little breaks to eat and go to the bathroom, which is actually illegal. So those were the things that I transformed into this. I love the people I work with. I love my work. I love working half the hours for twice the pay. I love working where I feel respected. I also looked at starting a course because I thought if I'm going to decide I really don't want a boss anymore, I just want to work for myself. That's what came out of that last experience. So I looked at what can I do to start a business? And I did some research, and also what necessary courses, resources, information, what do I need to do to be able to step into my own business? So obviously the technical stuff, registering the business name, having the right tax file number, all that behind the scenes stuff, having people that can help me, an accountant, someone who's good at what I want to do, and having conversations with those people, asking people, I know you do this, would you spare a little bit of time so that I can find out how to do what you're doing and then be able to do it and do it well. So a few of those types of conversations with people, and people were generous with their time and their information, which I really appreciated. And also the internal work, meditation, living in the end, and practicing the feeling of being free and financially able to support myself in a business. So I had to learn to take the employee hat off and put an employer hat on, or a business owner, small business owner hat on. And that was really weird for me in the beginning. I felt like I wanted to ask somebody, who do I ask for this? Or I felt like a child. And I had to grow into being confident, learning what I didn't know, and then being able to continue to do that. I mean, this is 8, 9, 10 years on now, and I am still learning. But the thing is, I know where to go to look. If I don't know, I know who to ask and all of that. So it's got better. So do you relate to this? Do you feel trapped, stuck, wanting it to make a change? Let me know in the comments down below where you're up to. And the dream job course that I was going to start in January has been rescheduled. I will announce that soon, and it will be end of February, early March. I will let you know as the date is confirmed. All right, lots of love, everyone. And I hope that helps, and I will see you, as always, in the next YouTube.